My name is Sarah Cottom, and I am the Vice President at ABC. And ABC is a resource for contractors in our area, and we wanted to be able to help you navigate a couple things that are going to be going on. So we want to take the next few minutes to talk about accounting and how you could be spending the time to work on your business since you're not able to work in your business right now.
The other example that I like to give people a lot is it's like a pencil example. You have 3 pencils. One's $100, one's $200, one's $300, and you always ask people, hey, which one should we sell? People tend to say, oh, sell the $300 pencil all day long. The problem is that, what if you take into consideration the cost and then you allocate overhead? That $300 pencil might actually, compared to option 1 and option 2, might not be making you that much money, or it could be running a deficit for whatever reason. So really knowing the margins associated with the different products and services that you offer, especially now, is even more critical, because you do not want to be offering products or services, or you want to be maybe not offering as many of those products or services that aren't making you a lot of money, dropping cash to your bottom line. You really want to be focusing on those ones that are dropping the most amount of cash to your bottom line, especially in a time like this. So understanding the margins associated with your products and services is even more critical at a point in time like this, because you want more cash at the bottom line. So that's a big thing. The other thing that I would try to focus on now is understanding your financial statements. It's not, I think a lot of businesses operate on, okay, I have this much cash in the bank, which is great, and that's a good thing to understand. But there's other factors that you have to take into consideration that do show up on a set of financial statements. So for example, you might have $100,000 cash in the bank, but when you just look at the bank statement, let's say it doesn't reflect a check that you cut 3 days ago to someone for $20,000. So really, you don't have $100,000, you have $80,000. So a lot of that stuff, if your financials are up to date, they will say you have these liabilities on there that will be coming due in the next month or over a period of time. So really being able to understand what you're looking at from that perspective is also very, very critical. You might have accounts receivable balances that are sitting on the books for people who should be paying you, that could be current or could be outstanding. That's another time to kind of go in there and clean house a little bit. Look at that, look at those balances and say, hey, this guy's owed me money for a while. I'm projecting to run low on cash, and so maybe I need to call them, email them, or whatever, and try to collect on that money. So there's things like that if you understand your financials very well, it'll allow you to kind of dig into those different categories. Maybe there are certain vendors that you owe money to that you have a pretty good relationship with. You can kind of push that out a little bit. That'd be another good way to kind of look at that. Maybe you start to project a shortfall in cash. You might want to start thinking about contacting a bank. I don't know how long that process takes. It might take a couple weeks, might take a couple months, but it's a really good proactive measure. So really understanding those financial statements is very, very important to be able to make decisions, whether it's today or in the coming months, that will allow you to survive as a business. My big thing is, do not wait until you get to the point where you're like, oh crap, right? Project that out and say, okay, we could be in a bad place in a month or 2 months or 3 months, and maybe you're not, which is great, but if you are, you need to project that out. So don't ignore it today. If you haven't taken the time to go look at that stuff, I'd highly recommend that you do that. Talk to an accountant if you need to, go online and Google it. There's a lot of options.